Evan Mobley, Defensive Player of the Year. Kenny Atkinson, Coach of the Year. #1 seed in the Eastern Conference. One of the best regular seasons in Cleveland Cavaliers history. All goes to waste for reasons we have discussed the whole series. Not tough enough, physically and mentally. Way too much complaining from the organization and the fan base. Not really locked in, if you want me to be truthfully honest with you in the situation. Took the Indiana Pacers lightly, I might add. You lose in 5 games. You do not win a home playoff game in the Eastern Conference semifinals. You are 0-5 against the Pacers at home all season long. You had losses against them in the regular season to be able to watch film. What did they do better? How are they able to beat us? A court where you were basically unstoppable for the majority of the regular season. 90% of the regular season, you were unstoppable at home. To come out and go out like that is disappointing, disrespectful, and disheartening to the entirety of the Cleveland faithful franchise. The fan base. Absolutely disgusting. And I don't have much more to say. It's not going to be a long one today. I appreciate you guys tuning in. If you want to hit that like button, it's completely free. Please do so. I don't know. I don't know how this team, I don't know what this team does from here. The offseason is going to be awful because people aren't going to understand the collective bargaining agreement in the second apron. I urge you to go out there and do that now. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to research the collective bargaining agreement, look and see what we can do in the second apron. It's not much. I know this. Probably have a whole new upload about this. Probably have a whole standalone video about what we can do, what we can't do, aggregate salary, sign free agents, blah, 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 draft picks, everything like that. Informative video on the way. Be on the lookout for that. Another pitiful performance from Jared Allen. He has 6 rebounds in the last 2 games. Darius Garland, obviously not at 100%, but gives nothing, really nothing. Donovan Mitchell, I don't know. You know, like it's so easy to say Donovan is amazing. I don't know. He looked like a free throw merchant last night. And yeah, that's going to be me sounding upset because we just got eliminated from the playoffs in a series that we should have never lost. Like that, at least. You should have never lost it like that. That's what a lot of people won't get from this, is that this wasn't a back and forth, 7-game series where like, oh, we were a little bit more banged up with them. We were a little bit more banged up than them at the end. Indy was a little bit healthier. A couple of calls went their way. No, you blew multiple 20-point leads in games this series. You got gentlemen swept. Congratulations. You blew a 7-point lead with 48 seconds left in game 2. You didn't win a home game. You shot terribly. That's my thing. They shoot good all season long, and then people are like, "Oh, this is the best Cavalier team that in a long time." Well, how about you look at their postseason shooting percentages as a team? Because it looked a hell of a lot like last year. It looked a lot more like last year than compared to this regular season. So people don't understand. The regular season is dead in the NBA. And that's actually the worst part about it, because I don't care what this team does in the regular season next year. Will I watch? Will I follow? Will I cover? You bet your ass I will. But this team could go 82-0 next year, and I wouldn't give a damn. They could set the NBA regular season record best all time, and I sincerely would not care. It doesn't matter. And for all the people, you just gotta trust the process. You gotta just. Who are you, Joel Embiid? Donovan Mitchell looks like Joel Embiid. 8 straight years you can't get out of the semis. I thought Rudy Gobert was the problem. He's been to a conference finals. I thought he was the problem. Utah fans will let you know, apparently, that Gobert wasn't the problem. So take that with a grain of salt. But for all the people saying, look, we've improved every year, play-in, playoffs, first-round victory. Well, what happened this year? because as far as the end goal, you actually regressed from last year. At least last year you lost in 5 with actual serious injuries, in my opinion, like sidelining injuries to the team that ended up winning it all. This year you lost in 5, and that was the 1 seed, by the way. Not saying Indy can't win it all. I'm just saying they were the 1 seed last year. At least you lost in 5 games to the 1 seed last year. This year you lost in 5 games in the semis to the 4 seed. And you were the 1 seed. Home court advantage. Starting off with 2 home games. You have the better player. You have the best player on both teams. Donovan Mitchell, allegedly. I think Tyrese Halliburton proved that to be wrong this series. Just this series. Just being objective. I'm being real. I'm a Cavs fan. But I'm not these delusional Cavs fans on YouTube and these paid by the media or by the organization, mouthpieces for the team over on X. And you guys know who I'm talking about. Who can't be objective, who can't be accurate, who can't be real with the fan base. Just want to be brainwashed, whistle past the graveyard and say everything's cool. This core 4 is so young. We don't really, the end goal is I'd rather win a playoff series than be bad. No shit. Thanks for stating the complete obvious. I'd rather run it back 3 more years with this team. All right, definition of insanity. You're entitled to that opinion. And really, your opinion's actually correct, because if you look at the collective bargaining agreement, there's nothing we could do in the second apron. There's going to be a lot of stupidity and idiotic takes from Cleveland Talk Radio to Cleveland Sports Twitter to Cleveland Sports YouTube for people who are just uneducated idiots who are looking for some clicks. No, we cannot trade for Giannis. Do the research. We cannot physically trade for Giannis where we're at in the second apron right now. It does not work. He makes more money. His salary next year is more than anybody on our roster. We cannot take incoming money on the second apron. We're gonna have Ty Jerome watch. We're gonna have Sam Merrill watch, and we're gonna sign a backup big, likely Tristan Thompson, to a vet minimum. That's your off season. Just lock into the Browns now, which is unbelievable that turning to the Browns is going to be more relevant and pertinent and entertaining than following this team's offseason, where they just had the best regular season, one of the best regular seasons ever in the history of the team. That's how embarrassing the end of this season is, because there's nothing you could do. You got to sit there and hope and pray that Darius isn't hurt next year and Donovan is fully healthy and Jared Allen, picks up a strength and conditioning coach in the offseason. Evan Mobley puts on 25, 30 pounds, and you're going to hear about the leap. How about you leap into the Eastern Conference Finals and stop being regular season merchants? All right, I'm done. Blood pressure raised. Like button, comment down below. It's a safe space. Whatever Cavs hot take you have, put it down below. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.